Hey guys, TeamVLR's George here, back with a Karakuri Infinity deck profile. I uploaded a video of this deck last week with a couple of test duels on DevPro. I'll make sure to leave a link in the description so you guys can see how the deck plays, but without further ado, let's get into the profile. First off, we run a little Machina engine, 3 Fortress and 2 Gear Frame. Upon normal summon Gear Frame searches out Fortress. He's also a union that attaches to any machine and allows it to avoid destruction once. Fortress is there for versatility in the deck. He's a play to go into when you have no other plays. It also discards dead draw machines if you drew them, and it's an inherent summon, so it gets over Vanity's Fiend in the Monarch matchup. Next up is 3 Solar Windjammer. It's essentially a Cyber Dragon, but all you have to do is not have any monsters on your side of the field. It's a level 5 machine, so it's good for level 8 synchro plays, and you're usually trying to draw it in your first hand, hence why you run 3, because that's most likely when you don't have any monsters on your side of the field. Next up is the main Karakuri of the deck, 3 Ninishi. She's a level 3 tuner that allows you to initially normal summon any Karakuri monster from your hand. You run 3 of her because you always want to see her in your first hand, and usually when you're searching for a Karakuri card, you're searching for her. She gets the engine off. She allows you to do your plays. Without her, you're probably going to lose in a couple of turns, so you need to run 3 of her. Next up is 2 Nishipachi, the other level 3 tuner. You're usually going to summon this guy off of the synchro effects of the Karakuri monsters. Its main purpose is position manipulation, since that's its effect. You can change the position of any monster upon summon. It's also good to change your opponent's face down defense into attack to kind of go for game if you want to. So he has different utilities. Next up is the level 4 Karakuris. I run a ratio of 2 and 2. 2 Quick and 2 Nisamu. When Quick destroys a monster by battle, you can special summon a level 4 or lower Karakuri from your grave. It allows you to go into an additional synchro play in main phase 2 if you need that additional protection. Nisamu's there for first turn plays. If you have nothing else, you could just set Nisamu. He's essentially a Mystic Tomato, but he could also special summon himself upon destruction in battle. Usually you get a special summon Nishi off of his effect, so you can set up for the next turn. Next is 2 Inishichi. He's the searcher of the deck. He's also level 2. You mainly run this card to go into Naturia Beast since they all are Earth monsters. You can also do an okay first turn play by normal summoning and searching and setting up for the next turn, because whenever a Karakuri non-synchro monster is attacked, it changes its position, so no harm done since it changes to defense. The next up is the 1-ofs. You run 1 Saizen, the Watchdog, a level 4 tuner, and Nanashik, a level 5. The level 4 tuner is just there for the kind of the Karakuri synchro effects to go into more level 8 Karakuri synchros. Nanashik is there for Infinity, obviously, and more level 8 synchros. Any of the Karakuri synchros allow you to special summon any Karakuri from the deck, so it doesn't even matter that he's level 5. There are 1-ofs though, because you never want to draw them. And even if you do, I guess you have Fortress, so you can discard them anyways. Next up is the hand traps. 2 Max C. You're going to be going second because this is an OTK deck. It's really good in this meta, especially since everyone's special summoning. I don't run 3 of though, because if you Maxi into Maxi or you draw for turn into Maxi on turn 2, it's usually a dead draw, and you really need your combo pieces in this deck since this is a combo-oriented deck. So you're not going to run either because you'll never see it, and I think 2 is a good ratio for that. Next up is the spells. These are the Karakuri spells. I run a ratio of 2 and 2 again. 2 Cash. You target a Karakuri monster, changes position, you search a level 4 or lower Karakuri monster. It's good for thinning out your deck and also getting the Nishi plays off if you don't have another Karakuri. Anatomy gets a token every time a Karakuri monster's position is changed, max 2. You can destroy it to draw a card for every token. It's a good draw power if you need it. Next up is 3 Insta-Fusion. Since you are running Infinity and you need level 8 synchro plays, you're going to need Insta-Fusion for Panzer Dragon. I also run Norden, so you always have a target for this card, so it's never really dead. Really good card, you need to run it, staple. Next up is 2 Machine Duplication. A lot of decks that use Machine Duplication usually run 3 of it, but you only really have 2 targets in this deck, and even then, one of the targets only is a 2-of, so you won't be needing it that often. But when it goes off, it's really good, but I don't see why running 3 would be better than running 2. I think it's just going to be a dead draw at that point. Next up is 2 Desynchro. Specifically for Karakuris, this card's really good. Whenever a Karakuri Synchro is summoned, you get the special summon a Karakuri monster from your deck. So if you desynchro a Karakuri Synchro and you special summon it again, it's essentially a +1. It's really good for Infinity plays to special summon the level 5 Nanashik. You can just desynchro and get back one of the level 5 materials you use for the Synchro monster. So yeah, it's really versatile in this deck specifically. Next are the 1-of spells, 1 MST for back row hatred. You don't run Twin Twister because you don't have fodder to discard most of the time. 1 limiter removal because it's a machine OTK deck, obviously. Dark Hole is almost always active because you're going second most of the time. I guess alternatively, you could run Raigeki if you're into that sort of stuff. And then for the traps, 3 Royal Decree. Back row is what's going to stop your plays a lot of the time, and you need back row hatred for that. And this also makes going first a little easier on you. So that's it for the main deck. Now for the extra deck. For the Karakuri Synchros, you're on 2 and 2. 2 Burrito, the level 8, and 2 Beret, the level 7. I used to run 3 and 3, but the extra deck has gotten really tight with Nova and Infinity, so I had to cut these down. You rarely ever summon 3, and then even if you did, you usually had game by then anyway, so it was overkill. Next is the level 8 Stardust Dragon. I think this is a staple in any secret deck. It's good protection when you need it. Hot Red Dragon Archfiend is essentially a once per turn Raigeki with Karakuri position manipulation. The level 7 lets you change the position of any monster once per turn, so you can just summon him in defense, use his effect, and then put him back in attack and go for game. It's really good in this deck. Next is Crimson Blader for specific matchups like Monarchs and Cosmos. Destroys the monster by battle, your opponent can't special summon or normal summon level 5 or higher monsters the next turn, so it stops your plays altogether. Now for the level 7s, 1 Moonlight Dragon. Really good against certain decks, especially the upcoming Blue Eyes full power. You could alternatively run Black Rose, but I mean, you already run Hot Dragon Archfiend and Dark Hole, so I don't think you need destruction that much. And the last level 7 is Landois. Like I said, all the Karakuris are Earth monsters, so you can summon some of the Naturias. Landois is really good specifically though, because you have a lot of spells in this deck that could be dead when you draw them. So he's always going to have fodder to kind of discard to negate monster effects. And then the MVP, I think, of this extra deck is going to be Naturia Beast, because this just stops a lot of the meta decks currently. I mean, every deck uses spells, and this card just negates spells. And if you're going first, most of the time you could summon this, so it's going to be a good first turn play. Now for the Infinity part, obviously Infinity is self-explanatory with a good card right now. And the instant fusion target is going to be 1 Norden, 2 Panzer Dragon. Norden can't go into the Karakuri's on Naturia since he is water and a fairy, but you have other level 8 and 7s you want to go into sometimes for additional protection or plays. Panzer Dragon is really good because he has the additional effect. If you have no other options, you could just let instant fusion go off and destroy him at the end phase, and his effect will go off to let you pop a card on the field, so he has that alternative use as well. Now for the side deck. The side deck isn't really complete, it's just something I put together really quickly, but I think it'll do the job. 1 Gamma Seal to get over these wall monsters such as the Raid Raptor and the Magnus. 2 Flying Sea for BAs and any Xyz deck really. 2 System Down for Cosmos. 2 MST for more back row hatred. 2 Masker Restricts for Monarch and Cleave Demise. Pyramid on a Wall mainly for Cosmos, but other decks as well if you use it correctly. And the MVPs are 2 Shadow Imprisoning and 2 Light Imprisoning. Every meta deck is light or dark right now, so this card's really good. All your Karakuris are machines and earths. So alternatively, Rival and Goes and Match is really good if you have those. I don't, unfortunately, so I'm running these. But these are good right now. If you can run them, run them. So yeah, that's the deck. I've played this deck for a while. This is the current build for this meta. Try it out. Tell me what you guys think. Comment down below. Tell me any additional things you guys may have teched in or something I may have fucked up in the profile. And yeah, TeamVLR's George signing out.